doing that because I don't have the cleverest thing to say right now, right at the beginning. But I know that within moments, the juices are going to start to flow. Those would be the creative juices, uh, which everyone understands mutually. You don't have to apologize. No social faux pas involved in saying the juices start to flow if you're in the right context, either barbecuing pork lung or in some kind of creative endeavor. Both those cases, people are going to say, "Oh yeah, he's just waiting for the juices to start flowing, and then once those juices start flowing, he'll be either the meat will be done or he'll start saying something funny." And so, uh, I mean, the juices are flowing. I was going to say they're trickling around like a small. Imagine a small brook scene. Colorado Rockies, one of those secluded places where you can go trout fishing. And I'm not talking about the fly reel style. I'm talking about small rod, secluded Colorado Rocky Mountain sparkling stream. It's probably more the physical juices that need to flow. Like adrenaline is probably, doing pretty well now. Probably has a pretty good level, but it's whatever the stuff is that transmits the neural signals from the brain to the mouth that seems to be wanting. You need to have to. If there was a button I could push, then that would be great. And I just noticed that still a little bit of that stuff left over from sleep. So it's generally the first thing to do for your body anyway is reorganize the fluids, right? And it's redistributing fluid. It's not necessarily making more, making less, just a redistribution, because they're all there by God. You've got fluids everywhere when you wake up, but it's just that they're kind of clumped up in one place or another where they shouldn't be, and they shouldn't be in this horizontal position. Yeah, and so I'm getting like concepts backwards. Gonna have to rewind just a little bit here. I'm gonna edit that out, right? Or not. Believe me, I'm not one for editing at all, because you can't do that in real life. And I was raised a performer, and that right there, in my culture, performer means you got to practice a lot ahead of time. And when you perform, a mistake is that. A mistake is a mistake, and ruins everything. So it's a hard maxim to live by. No mistakes. No, I mean none, like zero. Not 3 strikes, you're out, right? 1 strike and you're dead. It's like playing baseball with a live hand grenade or something. So there's no forgiveness. And I could go on and on with that analogy, but I mean the point is it affects people and relationships when you spent your life training in that kind of a way. No mistakes. Now, I mean, the one caveat, the one back door here is no mistakes during performance, and all around performance is practice. And the practice is what gives you the confidence not to make a mistake, because the reason you make a mistake in performance is not because, if you've practiced enough, let me make a few assumptions here. If you haven't practiced, or if you practiced the mistake, which is another common thing that musicians, I suppose everybody likes to do, is practice mistakes. If you haven't practiced mistakes, and you've put in the work, then a mistake is, it's not like a mechanical failure or something else. It's only because you started thinking about it. It's a psychological thing. A mistake becomes a psychological collateral, pure and simple. So you're to avoid mistakes in performance becomes this lifelong struggle of training your mind to be supremely confident at the time of performance. Because if you're confident, I think that it's the confidence, the lack of confidence, and it doesn't have to be a bed of low self-esteem. It doesn't have to be pounds and pounds of low self-esteem. It doesn't have to even be self-esteem or real lack of confidence. It's momentary lack in the confidence of things, the confidence that things will progress as they always have, because you've practiced this thing a million times, so there's no logical or rational reason why the 1,000,001th time it's not going to be the same. And yet the crazy, wacky mind steps in and casts this shadow of unreasonable doubt that this, 1,000,001th time something should go wrong. Because, to say something could go wrong is, like being, like an inordinately pessimistic person. Like, well, if I could get struck by lightning if I walk out the door, and there's relatively little reason that something should go wrong, and so it's that hiccup in confidence that makes you then think for one split second, and when you're playing, a Paganini Caprice or something, right, split second is too expensive, and you're out the door. The mistake is made, and the entire Mahler Symphony is ruined for you, the performer, because you've committed a heinous, unforgivable crime against humanity and nature, and can never be forgiven. So that sucks. It's ruined for the audience and cannot be repaired, and in some cases it's ruined in a devastating way. Like, seeing Janet Jackson's breast, for a lot of people, when she had her, her shirt fell off, damaged people permanently, and can't even know how. So, audience suffers, and then of course, finally, music suffers. The universe suffers. Probably the only person who doesn't suffer when you make a mistake is Gustav Mahler himself, the composer. Because all metaphors and analogies aside, that guy's dead. Dead. And if there's one thing that I cling on to in this life, one reality that I can say is a reality, without a doubt, and that I can always rely on, is that when you're dead, you're off the hook. Finally, once and for all, nobody can come whining to you, pretty much. And if there is hell and purgatory, well, then, man, you're in it and it's underway, right? So, like, there's no more damage you can do, right? Like, I'm assuming that, once you're in hell, if you fuck up in hell, you don't get, like, extra hell, or like they can't say, I don't know if you know this, but there's another hell even below this one. All right, maybe metaphysical right there, but all I'm saying is that whatever tribunal oversees us here on the earth has no power in the grave. And on that note, I'm going to say, have a happy Saturday morning. Over and out.